Hey everybody, it's your girl Sherri. I didn't expect to do a live with you guys today, but I got a huge download this morning, and I have an interview later today that I was getting ready for. I had to put all of it aside because I have a message for everybody. And before I get into that, though, I just want to remind everybody that we're in such a critical period in humanity right now. And we really, truly are in I don't like to use the word war, but we're in a battle between good and evil on the planet. And I truly believe that the light is winning and it's going to win in the end. But right now, we're just in the thick of the final round of this third dimensional matrix, basketball game that I always refer to. For those of you that haven't heard that analogy before, I like to think about what's going on right now as a game that of your favorite team. I always say, a Lakers game for me. And, you missed the game, but that they won, but you want to go back and watch the game, from the beginning. And so you're having a good time, you're watching the game, and you're getting, even though your team won, there are points throughout the game that the other team, scores and maybe they're ahead, and you have this momentary anxiety where you're like, oh my God, what if we lose? But you already know that you've won. But in the thick of the game, in the moment, you really are in that moment where you're unsure. And I think that that's where we are right now in humanity. I truly believe that we've already won and we are just watching this game play out. And so I don't care who you talk to, there is nobody out there that knows exactly what's going on. There's just no way. I've tried to tap in so many times, and I think moment to moment, literally, things are shifting and things are changing. And there really is no way to identify. Like if I tried to tell you what I could see right now, which I saw some things this morning, I feel like 10 minutes later, that could change. And so it really doesn't do any justice to anybody by telling you what we see moment to moment, because it shifts. But what's more important is to recognize that in the end, the evil is mostly rid off the earth and the light does win, in fact. That we just have to get there. And I believe, and I've been guided, that the more people that are on the timeline of the light wins, and you have faith and you have your intention and you're focusing on that, we will get there faster, because it has a lot to do with the free will of humanity. And for those people that are still in the fear matrix and they are focusing on what they see on the news, and even though maybe they're of the light, they're so worried about what's going on, and because of current events, they have maybe shifted their mentality and their focus. That can pull the timelines and pull people back, humanity back into I don't want to say a different timeline, because I feel like the timelines are merging together. But what happens is it slows down that higher frequency timeline, so that it's going to take longer. So hi, everybody. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Proud Patriot. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for everyone that's watching. So I got a message this morning. I actually found out recently that I'm part of the 144,000. I had no idea. And it makes a lot of sense to me. I'll do another video on that because things are lining up and making a lot of sense based on who I am and the way I was brought up and the things that I have felt and seen and experienced. It makes so much sense to me. But for those of you that don't know, the 144,000 is a group of 144,000 souls that are a combination of angelic and angels and ascended masters and light warriors that come to the earth to assist in the ascension of the planet. And that's exactly why myself and the rest of the 104,000 signed on to be alive at this exact moment, in this exact timeline, in this time frame, to help everybody ascend. So I don't typically read messages in my videos because I feel like a kindergarten teacher. But I want to read this message that I channeled this morning because I feel the sense of urgency that it gets out word for word. And it's difficult to try to remember things that you channel and say it in a way that they meant it, because sometimes it flows in a certain way. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got the message exactly how it was intended. So I'm going to read this to you, and then any questions that people have, feel free to ask me. This is going to be a short video today. Okay, so this is a message from one of the angels that are kind of overseeing the 144,000. So those are the angelic beings and archangels that are not incarnated as human form right now, but they are guiding and helping us. So this particular angel said, "Now is only the beginning. As human souls evolve into a higher density, they will be guided to let go of the weight. It is a critical time to release and let go. All that you are holding on to is matter, a result of lifetimes of pain and trauma. It's time to let go now. Let it go by forgiving. Let it go by your breath. Let it go by your intention. Tap into your innate power, your birthright, to ascend to a higher density where you will realize none of this really matters. You are encouraged to reevaluate what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Only then will you attract those things. You limit yourself to your thoughts and your pain, your anger, your suffering. We come to tell you it's time to let it go. You can do it now. The choice is yours. If you follow the light, you will never be misguided. Your angels are here on earth, ready to guide you, but you must first make the choice to take the first step. Are you ready now?" I just got chills. So it's a very short and brief message, but I think it's very matter of fact and to the point. And really, the idea is that people need to recognize that we are in control of ourselves and our life and our timeline. And nobody can take that away from us. No matter what's happening in the world, we have the ability to control our frequency and our vibration. And we do that through our intention. And we do that by forgiving. So please, I've said this like in every video, but you have to forgive and let go. So any of you out there that are holding on to anger or frustration or resentment or guilt with regard to an experience with one person or a group of people in the past, you have to let it go, because all you're doing is two things. You are reliving that moment over and over like Groundhog's Day in an energetic form. So although you have moved on and this is years ago, energetically you have remained in that moment. There's soul fragments of you still in that moment in time. And that is going to perpetually lower your frequency so that it's very difficult for you to move forward in life. You are binding yourself energetically to that person or those people. And those people, one of two things, have either moved on and they're hurting somebody else, or they are just binding you to them to keep you in their lower frequency because they don't know how to move on. And in turn, it's hurting you and preventing you from moving forward. So I don't care what anybody has done to you. It doesn't matter. And I write about this in my book because it's very hard for people to forgive because of the fact that we are human and we have a high vibrational frequency of emotions, all the way down to hate, which is the hate and anger and fear are the lowest, all the way to love, which is the highest, and everything in between we can experience, especially in a third dimensional matrix. As we get up into a higher frequency, there will be no hate or fear. It will feel like that, but it will be to a lesser degree, and you will be able to allow it to flow through you much more easily. And so I talk about it in the book. If you think about anybody that you've ever been hurt by, think about them as the soul, not the human form. So think about me. I think about myself as Sherri, and then the essence of me, my soul or my spirit. So in this particular timeline, if I've hurt anybody in this timeline, in this life, it is likely because of programming or experiences that I've had that have caused me to lower my vibration and take it out on someone else or hurt someone else to prevent myself from becoming hurt. And so I would hope that people would look at me as, gosh, I feel for Sherri as the human form. She must have been through a lot of difficult things in her life, which as a result of that caused her to be mean to me or hurt me. But the soul or the spirit of Sherri would never do that in a higher frequency. But when you come down to a third dimensional matrix, you are so vulnerable to these densities that can make you perpetuate that anger and that fear or those experiences, because you then attract that vibration to you. So try to think about anybody that you're upset with as, okay, let's separate the physical person, the name, and then the soul or the spirit of that person, and try to forgive the soul. So you're not forgiving, George or whatever. I can't, that's such a random name. Sorry if there's any Georges watching this right now, but try to forgive the soul. I recommend and I teach people to forgive the soul or the spirit of the person that you are perpetuating or connecting to through that negative energy cord that's binding you. So learn to forgive the soul of the person, and more importantly, learn to forgive yourself for things that you have done in the past to hurt people. That's that part of that guilt or that survivor's remorse that people talk about, or anything like that. Forgive yourself, because that's just as important for you to forgive yourself for the things that you've done in your life that you're not proud of. Forgive the soul, forgive your soul, forgive your soul, because in this matrix, it's so designed, unfortunately, through hundreds or thousands of years of negativity, that we are almost pulled like a battery. I'm sorry, not a battery, like a magnet to the negativity. It's like it's almost as if this matrix is designed in a way that we are angry and selfish and thinking from the ego and caring more about ourselves than others. And it's designed that way through the TV we watch, through monetary means, or material items that everybody's, I need to have this expensive handbag or this expensive car. That separates you and divides you from people, because not everybody can afford those things. And so our environment is designed in a way that it perpetuates this, and we have to break free of it. And the important thing to know is that you can break free, because you are powerful individually. There is absolutely nobody on this planet that can take your power away. Only you can allow those people to take your power. So there's a huge difference. So I think that the message today is you have to take the first step by your intention, shifting your intention of living right now, today, moving forward, that you are releasing and letting go of your suffering. Because we create our own suffering. We decide how mad we're going to be. We decide how sick how long we're going to be sick. We absolutely have the power to manifest illness. And remember, the vibration that you're in is what you will attract. So if you are perpetually angry or upset, you will notice that you'll have clusters of experiences that match that, because the vibration that your body puts out to match that frequency, the universe will say, oh, okay, I'm going to match that. And then there's a ripple effect back towards you in that exact vibration, which will attract people who are the same, experiences that are the same, trauma that's the same. So, everybody knows those people who are just angry all the time and just mean people. That is the environment, that is the vibration that they have placed themselves in. But they could break out of it anytime, but people don't believe that they can. So your intention should be that you're letting go of this suffering. You are freeing yourself. You are raising your frequency to a point where you can experience true joy and true love. And that is through compassion and service to self, but also service to other people. And that is difficult for people to do when they're in a low vibration, because they're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, it's really hard to think about other people, because your environment is so that you are, okay, what does Sherri need? How is Sherri going to survive? What money does Sherri need? And that is not the way that we were meant to live. That is not the experience that life was supposed to show us. So being of service to others is letting go of that ego and saying, okay, how do my actions affect other people? Or how can I be in a place where I can be of service to other people? And it doesn't have to be the biggest thing or the biggest, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like you don't have to make live videos and put yourself out there. You don't have to write books. You don't have to do this grand gesture. It could be the simplest thing as opening the door for somebody, or just being nice, like saying hi to people. People walk around with their masks on. They think that they're invisible. So they walk by people and they don't see each other. No, you look people in the eye and you say hello, just it's all about being kind to one another and teaching our children to be kind to one another. So one technique that I wrote down to help you follow through with that intention and actually let go, because there's a difference between having the intention and then the action behind it. So the easiest way that is like a child could do it, it's so simple. I feel like a broken record, so excuse me for those that have seen me talk a lot and I say the same thing repetitively. But that's because I do it myself. I really do. It's all about your breath. So mindfulness and having an awareness of your emotions and where you are and your reaction to things. And when you find yourself overwhelmed or you're ready to release, all you have to do, you don't need to hire an energy healer. You don't have to read a bunch of books to figure it out. You really have the power to do this on your own. And you take intentional breaths and you pull in all the energy that is heavy and dense, the guilt, the worry, the fear. And you can even make blank statements such as, I am taking in all of the energy that's no longer of my highest good. And my intention is to release it and let it go. And ask Mother Earth, or if you feel more connected to the divine, ask the universe, to one of the two to disintegrate and dissolve that energy as it's released into the environment, so we don't leave it there for someone to walk by and pick it up. But your breath is very powerful. Every time you exhale, you will feel lighter and lighter and you will let it go, but you have to couple the intention and the breath together. I do it every single day. I get frustrated. I have 3 children. I have 3 pets. I'm overwhelmed. I have 2 businesses I'm running. So I inevitably at some point in the day feel overwhelmed or upset or annoyed. And I stop and I take 3 to 4 big breaths, and I feel so much better when I exhale, because I know I'm letting that energy go. Because if you don't, you'll feel heavy, you'll feel fatigued, you will feel fuzzy, you won't feel like yourself, your vibration is low. Then you'll start to have physical symptoms like headaches, stomach aches, and then things get serious. The longer that it goes, your chakras stop functioning. And then you develop more severe illnesses, cancers and things like that. So let it go. When you're letting it go and you're doing that breath work, you will then raise your frequency. How do you keep your frequency up? By continuing the breath work, continuing a positive attitude, releasing your low vibrational emotions, connecting to the earth, walking outside, breathing fresh air, connecting with crystals, eating intuitive eating, so eating high vibrational healthy foods, eliminating all of the junk food. What else? Meditating, being kind to others will raise your vibration like instantly. You'll feel good. Those people who help other people and enjoy that, you feel really good afterwards because you've helped somebody. So those are a lot of good ways to keep your vibration up. And then when you have your vibration up, then you're able to manifest. That is when you put out into the universe what it is that you want, but you have to say it in a way that it's already happened. So whatever it is that you're trying to attract, you thank the universe and you visualize it. And then you thank the universe for bringing that to you as if it's already happened. Because you only need to say it once. You put it out into the universe, it will start to manifest energetically. So sometimes it takes time. But just think about what you're manifesting. Is it actually in your highest good? And also, how is it affecting others? Because that will determine how it's manifested, or if it's even manifested. If you're trying to manifest $1 million, that may or may not happen because it has to align with your kind of your life code and what you came down here to learn. So maybe you came down here to learn about finances. So you're not likely to win $1 million in the lottery, but what will happen is maybe your experience won't be so difficult. So you're still learning about finances and you thank yourself for learning about money, but then you say, I'm ready to attract more abundance. I understand. And it's all about understanding the lessons that we're here to learn. So try to manifest something that is actually doable, and be very clear about your intentions. Don't leave things open for the universe to interpret. So if you're looking for a windfall of money or something to pay for bills and things, like things you actually need, ask how you're going to get it. Ask for it to come in the form of family members sending you money, or getting a bonus at work. Be specific about the ways, or give a few ways, because what will happen is if you don't, then next thing you know, you're getting into a car accident. And maybe you'll get a lot of money out of it, but you've then totaled your car and you had to spend a few days in the hospital and you hurt yourself, or another person was hurt. So yeah, in the end, that happened to me when I was younger. I got into a car accident. I ended up getting $35,000, but I spent a year in physical therapy. I had my arm bent, like I looked like this for a year. I couldn't bend my arm. And it was an awful time, but I got a lot of money, and that money helped me with a lot, because I had a child very quickly or after that. And so it was very helpful, but I would never want that to happen again. So be very specific about what it is that you're asking for and how you want to get it. And then the most important thing is you surrender and you let it go. So you ask for it once, you thank the universe for providing it for you, and then that's it. You surrender and you just keep on going with your life and continue in that high vibration, because if you continue in that high vibration, it's all about it. It's like a new way of living. It's about being aware and being mindful about literally everything. And that's hard for people to do in a low vibration, because they think it's work for them, and they don't want to do work. People want things to come easy. And I'm sorry, but things don't always come easy. And sometimes you have to work for them, but that's okay. Because in the end, if you're attracting abundance and love and joy and happiness, it won't feel so overwhelming to you. Sorry, I'm not ignoring everybody. I see all of you. Let me bring some of you up. Shannon, the guilt and shame has been the most difficult part of love. Yeah, forgiving yourself. It is. You have to forgive yourself just as much as forgiving others is important. You have to forgive yourself, for the dumb things that you did in the past. I've done some things, and it's usually out of insecurity. And I admit that. And as I've grown older and more mature and I've had children, I've realized that. And so I don't make those same mistakes anymore, but I still have to forgive myself, that 25-year-old version of me, or that 18-year-old version of me, or that teenage version of me, because otherwise those soul fragments of me from those experiences are still there, and they're keeping my vibration low, and they're keeping me from moving forward. So absolutely, you can do it though. It's possible. Keenan, I manifest getting to my bus on time. You can manifest the most simple things. That is a good one. Like, there are times when I'm super late and I manifest getting to my location on time, even though I know there's no possible way I'm going to get to my office in a half an hour, because it takes me 40 minutes to get there and there's traffic. But somehow, some way, dude, I don't know, there's like a time warp and I get there right on time. So you can absolutely ask the universe to get you places on time. It will happen. Absolutely. Yeah, sending peace and love and happiness to all the children that have been saved and their families. Oh my gosh, I do this almost daily. Like that was the hardest thing for me, learning about all of that. Yeah, sending love to the true patriots. Thank you, Adam. It's really, really powerful thing to say. Practice, yeah. Practice makes perfect. I've been on a journey for 15 years working on myself, and that's why I truly love to teach, because I don't want anybody to take 15 years or take the route that I did. I took the long route, and now I'm teaching people how to take the short route, because I've learned through trial and error and through my own upgrades and frequency shifts, and channelings of higher dimensional beings and angels and through God. And now I know that it does not take that long. It doesn't have to take that long. So I really part of my journey, I think, is to help people get there faster and realize that, like, you can shift your frequency and your life in like a moment. Like, energy has no time and space. So things happen very fast. But on this third, lower density environment, energetically, it takes time. to manifest in the physical form. But the good news is as we raise into a higher frequency or a higher density into the fifth dimension, things will happen much faster for everybody. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, I felt the urgency of getting this message out today. If any of you joined me late and missed the message that I channeled from the angel this morning, just go back and rewind it. It's not long. I mean, it was just a pretty short, but I felt like it was exactly to the point and what everybody needed to hear at this time. And then what you do with that moving forward is truly up to you. So it's a choice. We all are human in the human form. We have free will. So we choose our journey, how difficult it is, how long it takes. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate all of your comments. And I'm happy to help as many people. I didn't have time to put in the description any of my information. I'll do that later. Normally I do that ahead of time because I plan these. So, but if anybody has questions, you can reach me at Sherri@intuitivewellnesscenter.com. Actually, here, I'll type it in real quick. And I have guided so many people, and I help people every day figure out, wait, did I spell that right? Yeah. Reach out to me. I get overwhelmed with emails sometimes, so give me a little bit of time to get back to you if you email me, but I'd be happy to help anybody and guide you on your journey to follow these simple steps that I gave you, because I think it really is that simple. I have a book on Amazon too, Intuitive Transformation Evolution, and it's like a beginner's guide to spirituality, and it does go over a lot of what I talked about today. So you can pick that up as well if you're interested. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you, and I'm learning just like everyone else. And so I'm here as a teacher, but also a student. So I never try to preach as I'm a guru or anything like that. I'm just like everybody else, trying to do my best in this life. But I'm happy to help you through my experiences and any way I can. So enjoy your day, everybody, and I'll be back soon. Thank you, guys.